Alright everyone, hello and welcome! So, right now I will be going through Star Trek Online, specifically endgame builds and what works and, well, what doesn't. And I'll be starting off with the basics. So, with that out of the way, let's get into the game! So, right now, you'll see I have Star Trek Online. This is the character I have chosen to represent my presentation. So, yeah. So, Kira's one of my favorite characters, and also the one I on most. Anyway, so something I will point out right now is that this character is actually upgraded with an Elite Captain token. Now, these are Elite Captain training tokens right here. Now, they can be sold as part of 3, but occasionally you can get them on giveaways, but it's like so rare I would not say you'd get them, but this is like here Xyler is the character to best represent this with, so well, let's represent what I'm gonna... Yeah, you get the idea. Anyway, so I will also point out now that this Red Angel suit, although now it is in the Zen store, I originally got it from an event. So fair warning, I will be going over event rewards as well, but I will provide alternative armors that you should be able to get rather easily. Anyway, so let's go over this. First off, I will start with the kit frame, which is the Ryzen kit frame. Now, everything here is upgraded to Mark 15. You only need it up to Mark 12, like Mark XII, as they use Roman numerals here. But yeah, on this character, everything is Mark 15. You only need it for Mark 12. So, I have and it only needs to be very rare, the same quality as this. I just used some of my ultimate tech upgrades to upgrade some stuff to there. Now these kit modules up here, I've not done any rarity upgrades. I will get into why later. Right now I will focus on the kit, the body slash EV suit, shields, weapons, devices. I'll come back to kits later. But first, kit frame, the Ryzen kit. Reason I like it is for that nice 20% ranged weapon damage right there. Works with any weapon type, and this kit is also, if I right click, re-engineer item. I'm not going to actually re-engineer it since this is as I like it, but I will show you what this does. This allows you to change the modifiers on your gear. Not everything has this, and I no longer really have the resources to really modify anything nice, but this is just to show you that some of this stuff if it's like, oh, this is what I want, but it doesn't have the modifiers I want, some stuff will let you re-engineer it. So try looking for that before you toss it aside. Anyway, so yeah, so as I said, the 20%, that is the proc. That's not something that's modifiable. Now it says increased by the number of summer kit modules equipped. I do not have any summer kit modules equipped, so I'm fine with it staying at 20. This 20% is already a lot, and considering some of the set bonuses I have on here, it's not necessary to increase that. And in case you're wondering why the armor here looks a little different than what she's wearing, I've decided to have her in her uniform outfit. So although it still counts as her wearing this, the cosmetic thing is that she's in her uniform right now. So yeah, that's actually one of the things I like about Star Trek Online. You can make your characters cosmetically wear armors without them actually wearing it. If that's confusing, yeah, you'll understand it once you take the tutorial. Anyway, EV suit. Here I'm using Burnham CQC environmental suit, upgraded to Mark 15. Now this is something from the reputations as shown here, where my cursor is. However, a really good the meta free-to-play alternative. Now this is also a really good EV suit, but another alternative which I would say meta because most people use it is, I know I have a here it is, the Solanae Enforcer environmental suit. Most people use this because it is a mission reward. You heard, well, it's technically a mission reward. You don't actually get it from completing the mission. More like you're given it for free from in the middle of one. Let me just pull up the journal here and I'll show you which episode that is. That is in Solanae Dyson, A Step Between Stars. This one right here, where my cursor is. So, yeah, partway through the mission, you have to perform a spacewalk, and they give you the and when you and basically you go over to the suit containers, and you get the Solanae Enforcer. Now depending on which difficulty you play will also change which version you get, because each difficulty of that has a different version. Now, the spacewalk is hard enough as it is getting around. I do not need that any harder. So I'm perfectly satisfied with the regular Solanae Enforcer environmental suit. Also, if I click replay here, this introduces you to the Solanae, to a 3-piece Solanae space set. Now this is going to be one of the deflector engines and shields. Now, this is going to be one of the first equipment sets you come across. Like, this is all Mark 12, but when I was playing this, these were all Mark 10s, Mark X's. These are all Mark X's. Like, mission reward, a gear increases with your level. So yeah. Anyway, so if you are like in between there, like say you're at like level 50, for example, grab this if you don't really have a set. It's all right, and plus you're gonna get better stuff. You're gonna get better stuff later anyway. Like, if I just exit here, if I go to Delta Quadrant, a better set is the Dust to Dust. Now this is a really difficult mission, so normal mode, I would recommend it. If you guys really like challenges, you can go for it better, but this is a really difficult mission. But one of the reasons why I like it so much is because of the mission.
You and I were both
no
asked
longer
by
have
name to help.
the Kobali
All that
bridge
I've been
officer,
told is that the Vodwar have launched a large offensive and
back
have
then.
retaken the
Now,
area in front of their temple.
Now
the
you may
place
also
where they
have
keep
noticed
unconscious Vodwar
that
stored.
I have
They need
two
our
extra
help to retake
bridge
the area,
officers, empty bridge
though
officers.
I
Why is
have
it
a
not
feeling
there?
something else is going
Easy.
on.
I did not have
Can you
those
help with the
back then
situation?
when I had to make way for a new slot, so I got rid of the Cabal, the bridge officer, in order to fit it in at the time. Now I could replay this mission and go back, but for the demonstration purposes of what I'm going to be doing with the builds, this is way too difficult. So yeah, the Kobali set is actually one of the better ones than the Solanae Dyson Sphere. In fact, it's one of the. In fact, if you're going for a tanking build, which is more of a, it takes hits. If you want something that can take a lot of damage, I'd recommend replacing your Solanae with this, just because it's designed to take a lot of damage. Now, however, if you want something more damage dealing, then I would recommend the set from Soul Defense set.
The Iconians are massing for a final push towards the key worlds of the Alliance.
If I'm being honest, this works best if you're trying to do DPS with a cruiser.
If we are fortunate, we will
But
be able to turn
honestly,
back
this
time.
can go on pretty much anything and it'll still work just fine. Anyway, back to the ground builds I was going over earlier. I'm using the competitive reputation shield and the dual. Well, the competitive reputation is also duelist. But yeah, let me just more details, and I'll show you why I use this two-piece. Even though I would not recommend, under normal circumstances, I would not recommend 15 meter. It is too short range. But there is a reason for this. Like I said, yeah, 15 meters. In my opinion, you want to have at least 30 meters on a weapon. Now, my other weapon has that, but this one doesn't. But the reason I have it, this right here, is the set 2 heightened focus bonuses. A plus 25 to kit readiness. This reduces the recharge timer of my kit modules, and plus percentage in Tetrion and anti-proton damage. Yeah, that is good. And if you go to... Now, this is a low-buy store weapon, so it's not exactly something free-to-play players can get. The only reason I have this is because in a previous event campaign, I decided to go for the low-buy rewards. Grab low-buy, and I got this, which is really nice. Also, it's chaining, so yeah, that's kind of rare. Anyway, since this is a low buy, something I'd recommend instead is this, the TR-116B sniper rifle. You notice that this thing's also an epic quality. Use it before I got the before I got the advanced Herald anti-proton beam projector. I had this. I liked this. It was one of my favorite weapons. It was, and actually still is, one of my favorite weapons in the game. All my ults that have reached the ability to have Mark 12 gear have this. Now, the reason it has to be Mark 12 is because that's the lowest that you can get this thing for. Now, this can be sold on the exchange, a decent one for 1 million energy credits. Energy credits right here. I do not have much at the moment, but back then I was able to afford this for 1 million energy credits. By the time you reach Fleet Admiral 65, level 65, you should have 1 million EC to spare to get that. If you don't, well, yeah. Anyway, so because I was able to grab an I was able to do it. Now, there are some alternatives, like take this set here, for example, the Nakul Temporal Operative. So, and the Romulan Imperial Navy. Combining these the right way will actually, and these are all mission rewards. Like, combining these the right way will actually give you one of a pretty good endgame plasma builds. Let's see, which character did I put it on? I think it was Yes. And just in case you're wondering, here it is, the Romulan Imperial Navy. Now, this is just a plasma repeater pistol that's also part of the mission reward from the same mission as this. But this is actually one of... when you come across this, and this is actually one of the best plasma weapons in the game. I say one of because it's not the best, but it's up there. The plasma repeater pistol is up there. The only problem I have with this thing, 25 meter and 25 meter. Now, out of personal preference, I prefer my weapons to have at least a 30 meter range reach minimum, but 25 meters, it still works. Anyway, yep. So, and back here you can see all of that. So basically, if you combine the Romulan Imperial Navy kit with the Romulan Imperial Navy armor, along with the Nakul Temporal Operative Shield, the Nakul Temporal Operative Assault, and the Plasma Repeater Pistol, that is a really good plasma endgame build for free-to-play players. It is all mission rewards. Yes, you have to replay the missions a few times, but that is a really good endgame plasma build. Now, it's not the best, but like I said, it's up there and it's all mission rewards, so nothing really to complain about. I've just maxed. The reason I use this is because I've maxed out my reputations and I've pretty much gone for something else. And plus, do you know how rare chaining weapons are? Especially, needless to say, this is one of my favorite weapons in the game, up there on par with this. The reason the TR-116 is one of my favorites, it doesn't have chaining, but it's kinetic damage, which means Borg do not adapt to this. So yeah. Also, 100% shield penetration. That is like chaining weapons, which are extremely rare. 100% shield penetration, that is also extremely rare. By extremely rare, I mean I have not currently I have not seen another such thing like it in the game. So, I mean, don't get me wrong, there's a good chance it exists. I just have not come across it. So yeah, I got a bunch of bridge officers here, which I'll get to when we go to ships. But anyway, I'm probably gonna no. This is more of an. I just tried to design my other skills to be a bit more all-rounder-ish. So yeah, this can actually probably go to energy weapons, and it'd probably be a better boost. I just did this because this is my main tune, and I like to experiment with it a lot, and I do not want to have to waste the skills retrain token, so I want to try a torpedo build on. This still works. Not ideal. It is not ideal, but it still works. Now you'll notice that I've taken some things out from shields because honestly, hull is more important than shields when it comes to space. And the reason why, if you think about the reason why, that should be pretty self-explanatory. So yeah, I put my skills in more of an for more of an all-rounder kind of deal, just because I like to test quite a few things on this tune. But anyway, same thing with ground, all-rounder. However, if I must recommend something, defensive mastery is basically my default, just because I'd rather be able to take a hit than deal out damage. Like, I'd rather be a tank with low damage than a glass cannon, which is basically low health but high damage. And reason they are called glass cannons is because those things are so easy to shoot down, even for their high damage, that you need a lot of support. And I'd rather play tanks because of it. Now, specializations, honestly, the main ones are Miracle Worker, Intelligence Officer, Command Officer, and Temporal Operative. So yeah, a good general one, if you're unsure of, set Miracle Worker as your primary, which with Intelligence Officer as your secondary. Like I said, this tune's an all-rounder, so that's the best I can offer. That's basically what I try to do. All right, and let's go to the traits next. Now, I've also got space traits here, and some of these are actually low buy. I do have alternatives which I will point out, but well, low buy slash that. Oh yeah, I really should remember to get these at some point, but I haven't exactly found I haven't actually found the vendors yet. My fleet probably just doesn't have them unlocked. Anyway, so peak health comes with characters. Well, it comes with peak health, resilient, shield harmonic resonance, creative, field technician. Well, I'm not sure about shield harmonic resonance coming with it, but peak health, resilient, creative, and field technician, those should come across all characters regardless of what you choose. Now, the shield harmonic resonance, I think it does as well, but I'm not certain. Aggressive, this only comes with some of the characters, and by when I mean when it comes to the characters, as in when you get into the game, these are a list of available traits that are automatically granted to you. And soldier, I know as well, but this is okay. Now, penetrating rounds. This came from reaching level 50. 15 in one of the crafting disciplines. Like, I've reached level 15 in all the crafting disciplines on this character, but this is, yeah. Now this I got from the Lobi store. So I'll be going over alternatives, and this one I actually got off the exchange, which I will be going to later. Like, I'll go over the exchange later, but yeah. So I've got a lot of traits here. Like, you can see a lot. So something I would recommend if you really, for alternatives, like covert works. This works. Like, you can use this in place of Space Explorer's a great gig. So yeah. And exchange stuff, depending on when you buy it, is good. Now, to go to this A stuff. So basically, I've got Warp Theorist. The reason for that is my warp core potential and power levels. Honestly, you want as much power levels in space. I know this isn't definitely recommended by others, but I would, just because the extra power is always nice. Now, warp core theorist, bulkhead technician, techie, accurate, elusive, accurate, fleet coordinator, and operative. These should all come with characters, regardless, like I said, regardless of your career branch. Now, Grace Under Fire, this is an engineering tune specific one. But yeah, and Beam Weapon Training, this comes with all characters, regardless of species, faction. Well, faction doesn't really play much here, but faction and career. And then there's also, okay, Duelist Fervor. One of my fleet mates was doing a giveaway, and I won that. So, and you might be able to find this on the exchange, but you're probably not gonna find it. If you want a nice alternative to that one, like Thrill Seeker can increase your speed and increased hull regeneration. It's not bad. You can always take increased hull regeneration. Okay, this I have found pretty useless, but it does have a purpose. I just don't use it that much. It doesn't work for me. And actually, Astrophysicist is okay if you're going for exotic, but I'd use Beam Barrage instead of that if you're going for more directed energy weapon. Now, I'm not gonna get into the reputation stuff here because that's a lot of grinding. I'm only gonna go over that briefly. But Starship Trace is something you should know. This one is increasing in hull healing. This goes over basically, well, it's hull healing. You know the importance of being able to heal yourself more efficiently. This improved predictive algorithms helps increase your accuracy and damage. These two come from special ed. This comes from Mailcare Walker. This comes from intelligence officer. So yeah, I think you know why I think you know one of the reasons I recommended things like that earlier is not just because it's good all rounder. Now this came from one of the ships I got from the previous winter event. It's really nice. Unfortunately, unless you get this ship yourself, this is not going to be very helpful for you. However, where is it? The best defense. This is a mission reward. This is a mission reward. Oh, Uneasy Allies is where Romulan Imperial Navy is. Future-proof Temporal Front. This is where the Nakul set is. And Iconian War. House Peng. That is is where this is from. Now, Pilfered Power, I just got that off the exchange. So, yeah. Regeneration Cycle, I got off there. Need to know basis, not the best, but there's a purpose behind it. So, yeah, I'll admit Starship traits are rare and not exactly easy to come by. But they do have their purposes and they do work. Now, space and ground reputations, I keep mine the same. This one is from the Nukara. This is basically extra health. This one here is from the Gamma. This is extra weapon damage and firepower. This one here is from the Dyson. And this is basically damage distance rating. And this is one here is from the Temporal. This recharges bridge officers or kit module recharge speed. Reductions for kit module recharge speed, and basically, yeah. Now I could go into active ground and active space. Honestly, these are pretty hard to get, but the best combinations I've found are this one here is from the Temporal, Nukara, Iconian, and Romulan for active space. I just found that works. For me personally, I just found that combination works the best. And here, for active ground, we have from the Omega, from the Lucari, from the Gamma, and from the Terran. And in case you're wondering, from the active ones here, there is, for each reputation only gives one for either or, so yeah. Alright, now I should be getting into the space builds. Now, I use the Science Command Battlecruiser. If you go to the Z store here, you'll find there's a version of this for the Federation, the Klingons, and the Romulans. This is just the Federation version of the Science Command Battlecruiser. Now, I have a Polaron build on this. Honestly, I did that just because it's the easiest to get. And I warn you in advance, to see the hangar down here. Not many ships have this. So, if you do get a ship that has a hangar, and if you play Federation, I would recommend you go for the Delta Flyers, the regular ones you can just buy from the equipment from the space equipment vendor. Reason being, they have less gear, so they're less likely to well, let's just say the AIs aren't the best in this game. Don't get me wrong, they're okay, but they're just not the best. So fewer gear, the better, but you want at least something that's a energy weapon, a torpedo, and one skill such as tachyon beam. So yeah, this is bad. Anyway, getting back to here, I used the prevailing fortified. This is from competitive. Now most people here would say that you should use the the fleet colony world instead. The reason I do go for this is because of the bonus between here. If I go to more details here, I just think that the stats are a little better. Well, in my personal opinion anyway. And plus the set to well-rounded bonus with hull capacity, control expertise, and weapons specializations. That's an even better bonus. And because this is more of a directed energy weapon, I use the Discovery core. Now there's two types, there's warp and singularity. Depending on what type of ship you're playing, it depends on which one you use. This one, because it's a Federation, a Federation or a Klingon ship, it's you use a warp core. If you're playing Romulan, you're using Singularity. I also have the shields, the core and shields from the Discovery, because this is directed energy weapon. If you want to try an exotic particle, then I'd say temporal operative instead, and you might want to even try a temporal operative for the 4-piece, but that is really long to grind, but it's possible, so go for it. Now, this here is the advanced piezo polaron beam from Lucari. This is the kinetic cutting beam from the Omega. Must have, like I said, similar reasons to the TR-116B sniper rifle. Kinetic, works with any energy type build. Therefore, in my opinion, must have. Now, for my torpedoes, I stick to the two quantums. It doesn't really matter which of the, this is a 4, if they're 4, which one's 4 or aft, as long as one is on the 4 and the other's on the aft. I just prefer the dark matter in the 4 and the advanced radiant in the back. So yeah. Now, Dominion Polaron beam arrays. This is something I should probably check on, because I've upgraded all this stuff to Mark 15, and Dominion Polaron beam arrays are actually only in the rare quality. If you want an example of rare, that'd be the hangar, so the rarity level. Mark 11 rares is when you pretty much, these things stop leveling, because these come from a really old episode, but Dominion Polaron beam arrays are one of the best mission reward Polaron beam arrays in the game, so I have them, and I was even able to have the resources to have the modifiers changed to accuracy 1 and damage times 2. Now this was just naturally accuracy 1 and damage times 2, which I really liked. Same thing, and this is the advanced Thoron infused beam array from the Delta reputation. I'll be showing the reputation stuff later, and like I said, naturally just those modifiers, which I really liked. And because this is a Polaron, I chose the Chronometric. This is a mission reward from Time and Tide. Like I said, really like it. Really grateful. So, yeah. Now, I'm just going to get down to the devices here. The red matter capacitor, I got this from the Phoenix store. So, yeah, this is not the easiest to get from the Phoenix store. The Phoenix store, basically, you see my dilithium here. You go to this here. You play a Phoenix 5-pack, and whatever token is whatever token it gives you is whatever level you can pull from. Now you can also do exchange one higher level token for lower levels, but the inverse does not work. So yeah, it is not easy to get to the level you need to get a red matter capacitor, but works. The subspace field modulator, this was a mission reward for the Fed side, but this is from a side story arc, just like the Dominion Polaron beam arrays. I'll let you know what I mean by side story arc. Like, you know how you see the episodes tab here, you have all this list of stuff here? Side stories are missions that are no longer deemed relevant to be put in here, but still kept in the game. So you go to the available tab, and they're all in here, such as the Dominion stuff was Lost Dominion, the 2800, and Bully They Road is where I got the Dominion Polaron beams from. However, if there's something I must say, Operation Gamma is tricky to play alone, so ideally you'd want a friend with it. Honestly, it took me twice as long doing this solo, and it was really frustrating. Yeah. Anyway, but the subspace field modulator, I got that from one of the Spectres missions. Like, yeah, and I really one of the Spectres, and I really like that thing because it gives damage resistance rating for all but one type, and defense rating, so not bad. And I should I'll go over my consoles now. So, first things first, all damage resistance rating with hull capacity, petroleum deplating. This actually is a mission reward. Well, actually, I'm going to be from the episode Ragnarok, down here, the last episode of Future Proof. And then, to take for hull regeneration, I've got reinforced armaments, which is the mission reward from New Frontiers Beyond the Nexus. It's actually part of a set doing for a phaser build, but because this thing is so good, I keep it on my Polaron one anyway. Now, which brings me to another point. You can't, like, the general gist of this is kinetic plus these two quantums, and then this here is the mission reward, but so is the omnidirectional from that. In fact,
we recently received a distress signal from the USS Forrestal, a ship we thought was lost in the Nexus back in 2332. We sent the USS Madison out to investigate, but they haven't checked in for some time. Considering the Nexus is involved, they could be in trouble. The Madison...
And then here's the House Martok set, which is another really good one. It helps with my starship turn rates. And this comes from the episode right above Beyond the Nexus, Brushfire.
Starfleet intelligence has learned that Martok, the former chancellor of the Klingon Empire, is alive.
House Martok.
Quite a revelation. Until now, everyone thought he was killed in a...
So, and something I should mention here before I go any further. More details. These set bonuses from this. Firing cycle haste for energy weapons. Rare, but there are quite a few things that can give it. So if you're doing a phaser build, you want the Omni I just owed you from that. And if you're doing a disruptor build, you want the Omni from the House Martok for a reason. Because this is nice. It's extra damage. Anyway, I'm getting off track here. The temporal I did not explain all my devices. The temporal negotiator. I got this from the Delta Recruit event. Basically, I have another tune, another character on this account. Well, this is my only account, so yeah. That did it, and this became an account unlock once it claimed it from the temporal agent on ESD here. And then the remaining ones here are just beacons. There's a total of 3 beacons. These are mission rewards. This is from the Delta Flight mission. This is from home, and the other one is from the Wasteland side story arc, which is you can actually get a lot sooner. So let me go over the beacon. Let me go to the journal and go over the beacons. So I'm gonna start with because you see here, this right here is the Nimbus Power Discretion. That's the beacon you get from the Wasteland story arc, which in Starfleet and KDF unlocks right after you finish like your first story arc. So yeah. For Romulans, however, it comes into play a lot later. Now, I'm not going to talk about Dominion, the Dominion faction much in this, because don't really feel the need. Don't really feel the need to. Plus, once you complete, it kind of, the only real difference for that is that you go straight once you go to Dominion. Once you complete your tutorial arc of mission, you go straight to the Gamma Quadrant here, and then basically once you do that, your choice of whatever arcs you want to play, it just basically dumps you here in the Gamma Quadrant. So yeah, actually, speaking of Gamma Quadrant, the phased waveform beacon is actually from the mission home here. So, yeah. It's nice. And, something else I should probably mention. This beacon here comes from no, not Delta, Iconian War, Delta Flight. Now, this mission can get a little tricky, but that is because one of the puzzles can be ridiculously hard to solve. I'm not going to say ridiculous, it's possible. It is possible to solve it, but it can be a little difficult. So, yeah. Anyway, this beacon here comes from Wasteland. The Undying mission. Right here. That's where it comes from. Anyway, moving on. The fourth engineering console, which I'd say is a must, is the Sustained Radiant Field. This comes from Reputations. These are all here. I have maxed all of mine out, and there's a total of 13 reputations. Now I've maxed all of mine out. The Sustained Radiant Field comes from Iconian. So yeah, I've maxed all mine out, so you're going to see a lot of stuff here. This is a Tier 1 equipment reward, meaning as soon as you reach Tier 1, which should take you like 1 or 2 days, this basically unlocks and you can start filling in all the stuff for this. 15,000 energy credits, 7,500 refined dilithium, 2 Iconium probe data cores, and 2,500 Iconium marks. Now you're noticing what these are? These are elite stuff. You can either... Now there's several different ways you can get these, but you can also get them from upgrades available here, which lets you do 1 a day, get 1 a day. Or you can get them from special patrols, TFOs, open missions. There's really a lot. Now, this. Okay, now the temporal disentanglement suite. That is a mission reward from the episode. Hold on. Where is? Oh. Butterfly, right here. This actually also has
in the Kiana system require your assistance.
An omnidirectional for Tetrion. So if you wanted to do a Tetrion build, this is the
officer with
you'd have
experience.
And also this is a temporally shielded data core. I'm just gonna let you see that facts, like plus critical chance based on auxiliary power level and critical severity, so that's nice. Shield resistance and auxiliary. This is physical kinetic damage, exotic particle dynamic control experience. This is the temporally shielded data core from the episode Future Proof Temporal Reckoning. Right there. And this is the universal module. That's the assimilated module from the Omega, which if I go here, come on, scroll right down to, oh, I forgot this had a lot of ground stuff. Where is it? Here we go. Tier 1 equipment reward, assimilated universal console. That's Tier 1. Oh, and the Tier 2 kinetic cutting beam, which I showed you earlier. Now, ironically enough, this set only requires 1,500 energy credits, 7,500 dilithium, and 250 omega marks for both of these. So they're a bit cheaper to get. I would definitely recommend getting them. So back to this. Okay. This is from the Lucari reputation. The only reason I have this on here is because I also have this on here. It says I also have this beam beam array on here. Let me just, and I'm going to even show you I have it. And if you're doing a Polaron build, this is a must. So you see bonus for plasma, bonus for Polaron, flight terrain, max fuel capacity. Well, set 2 bonus, further plasma, further Polaron bonuses. Okay, now I do not use, I use quantum not photon, so this is useless. But still, it's nice to have. But still, it's not bad. And then drain expertise right there. So yeah, I use quantums, and I have some yeah, it's there. And this is actually Lorca's custom fire controls. This is part of the 2-piece with the dark matter quant torpedo. Now let's go into discovery for a second. I really want it. I think you should really see this. So let me scroll down. Here it is. This, the torpedo, is a tier 1 reward. And tier 1, tier 2s, those are relatively easy to get. Lorca's custom fire controls is a tier 5 reward. That is not as easy to get, and it's a lot more work to put in for it. I'll admit that. But if you can't get this, like, you can see this, you can see the stats, it's good. Well, there's stuff that's better than it, obviously, but it's definitely good. And the rest, these 2 consoles here are for Polaron builds only. Now, this is actually from the home mission here, the morphogenic. This is from the home mission I pointed out earlier. Now, you might notice that in the morphogenic armaments that you see that there are Polaron energy weapons, that is more for a cannon build. I'm showing you a beam build. So yeah, if you wanted a Polaron cannon build, you'd want the weapon in the torpedo. I'm even gonna I'll even show you here. 50% reduction to certain tactical abilities, and there's even some bonus here. I don't really consider these as worth it as some other bonuses, but then again, I am playing a tank build. These set bonuses here are designed for playing a tactical DPS build, so yeah. And now, not everyone really recommend, but the chronometric capacitor array. This is part of a set with my current omnidirectional chronometric Polaron beam array. That's part of a set bonus. It's not the best set bonus, but a set bonus is a set bonus, which is really nice. So yeah, as you can see here, but an extra like the morphogenic matrix controller bonus to Polaron damage. This thing gives power setting, exotic particle damage generate, and this thing even gives a flat out bonus to all torpedo damage. So that's really nice. Now it's more commonly used on for if you want to do Polaron energy weapons with a more torpedoes focused build, if you focus more with torpedoes. But like I said, beam builds are generally it's easier to build something end game with them, and plus they're kind of more all-rounders. So yeah, auxiliary power set. All this does here is increase my auxiliary power. So it's not the best set bonus, but it's still an okay one. Anyway, and one more thing I should go over. Now, shuttles aren't that commonly used, but like I said, I've already gone over some reasons why, but petroleum deplating, reinforced armaments, Lorca's custom fire controls. And as you see here, I have the trilithium enhanced omnidirectional beam array for phaser up here because I have this on it. And dark matter torpedo plus Lorca's custom fire controls. Honestly, this was just a no-brainer to me. Now I have these. I have the Soul Defense, not the Cabali set on here. When I designed for my shuttle, I wanted more, let's just say, firepower on here. And yes, when you first hear something that is constant, deuterium stabilized warp cores. If you play a ship that uses a warp core, you want a deuterium stabilized warp core. And the Romulan equivalent for singularities, wrong window, is R&D, engineering. Come on, where are yes, singularity cores. I'm not actually going to build him, but it's Thoron infused. That is the Singularity Core equivalent to a deuterium stabilized. Trust me, if there's not a warp core with a bonus with your set, grab a deuterium stabilized. It's the best. Reason why: weapon power cost and resistance to subsystem power drain is pretty good. You may or may not have also noticed here, but this also reduces weapon cost here. Reason why: it's pretty much one of the best for Polaron builds, because this thing reduces weapon cost for Polaron weapons. So yeah. Anyway, enough just talking about what I could do when I can show you what I can do. So, right now, there is currently an event going on in game. Now, I have already. Now, let's just actually. Now, there's two ways. You can go through the journal, or you can go through the TFO menu here. There's two ways you can get to it, but there's currently an event going on. I'm going to do the ground. I will be first showing off my ground build once that happens. So let's just move around here. This is basically Earth space dock here. Over here is the exchange, where if you want other players basically craft a bunch of stuff. Okay, I would just selling off some of this here, because if you buy enough contraband band here, there's actually something you can do elsewhere to get some nice rewards by turning in contraband. So that's why I kind of have that searched up. And yeah, Arena of Sompak. I already did my daily for the current event here, but I will be demonstrating my ground build currently in the Arena of Sompak. I will later be going on. Okay, that's just a basic briefing for Arena of Sompak. Couldn't ask questions. I already know all about that. I'm just gonna go straight into this. So, because I'm in engineering, I have to go into the two alloy fabrication in the field, like neutronic mortar. I never went over this, did I? So, basically, neutronic mortar. I'll go over my kit modules as we play. But right now, to activate my turbo buff, combat pets, I see some people have decided to bypass. Okay. Let's see if I can find some enemies. Yes. So, like I said, focus on damage that. Now, since this is chaining meat is supposed to mean there are any nearby enemies, you can bounce off the damage to them as well. So, kit modules. The neutronic mortar. This is actually a quantum mortar that's been neutronic modified, but this comes from Delta reputation that I saw earlier. Word of advice: regardless of what career you are, grab the Delta module, because honestly, I have tested this on all the career paths. The Delta Alliance reputation is one of the is actually decent for all of them, so I just recommend grabbing that. Now, there is a second one, Biocom Trader, that temporal operative. That's more for the engineering path. If you're playing a science character, you're going to want the Empire when it's dead, and if you're playing tactical, then you'll get the Empire reputation instead. So yeah, anyway, a few universals here. I'll show this one off later, because honestly, these guys aren't even worth it. These are too easy. But this is the weaponized dark matter. This is something you can get off the exchange. So yeah, it's a permanent damage over time. So yeah, it's really good. Oh yeah, you just got an accolade. And Sompak Light. This is the Sompak Lightning when back during an earlier Sompak here was coming out, and yeah, I got this from Phoenix Store actually, because it's so old but still good that it's been moved to the Phoenix Store. And Sompek gear, and for some reason was an account unlock. Phoenix Store stuff is not usually an account. Some of it's account unlock, some of it isn't. So yeah, I'm just grateful that the Sompek stuff in the Phoenix Store is account. Anyway, this one here, the kid throw, that's but it works because engineering are meant to like spin. But one of the ways you can play engineering is to place fabrications around the field a lot. So drones I find are the best for that one. So where are you? Wrong direction. Okay, everyone's back. Yeah, I'm just activating my some team buffs here because I just realized anyone actually dying. Fighters! Oh man, where? Okay, you're already on that. Good. Now, because it's currently an event going on for Arena of Sompek, this will only go to 7 rounds, but the non-event version of this can go infinite rounds. Like, I have heard of people going up to hundreds, maybe even thousands of rounds.
It would seem a bigger challenge.
Yes, probably just get time. Yeah, that is it. Come on, do that, and then let's throw in something else. Oh great, where's the... Come on, there's still something here somewhere. Oh, TR-11... Okay, he had a TR-116. Nice. Pull on full... Oh, that's a nice thing to salvage. Okay, this is only common rarity, so I'm just gonna salvage that.
Despite the odds, I look forward to watching your next efforts in the arena.
I'm just gonna grab Fleet Mark since I pretty much got all my reputations maxed. If I wanted to get some gear from there, then I would probably try to grind it out, but... Oh, we get enough bonus. Yay. Thank you, General. Alright, I've gotten what I wanted, so... 4, 3, 2, 1... And we're back here. So, I'm just going to demonstrate the exchange right now. Basically, how I use it, search up what you want up here. There's some extra item types here where you can further change if you're not quite sure what it's called, and you can even choose by rank here or quality here. And then there's what item types you want. So you can select it there as well. I'm just gonna search for personal shields. Okay, I could just go search for prayers, but I don't know, I'm just so used to doing it like this. Come on. Okay, you know what, I'm just gonna... Okay, in the interest of time, I'm just gonna go straight rare search. Alright, I'll put that up for... I'll set that back. I'll put you up for... 5-0. And voila. So yeah. Basically Mark 12 stuff here is so flooded with the exchange that you can get some for like really good amounts. Yes, something I forgot to mention earlier. Well, I didn't go over these, but this one I never went over. This is actually a mission reward from one of the most recent missions. So go to episodes, Terran Gambit. That would be from Redshift right here. No, sorry, not red shift. Sorry, that's from Firewall up here. Ugh, it's from Firewall. All right. Well, I just showed off that. Now, there's two options I can do here. I could either go to the Kobayashi Maru, but that's not exactly something I like. That's not the Kobayashi Maru one. That's not exactly, or I can do a patrol. You know what? Why not? Let's do a patrol instead. So, patrols here. What's a good patrol? Briars, no. Oh, what is a good patrol? Demonstrate this. The Briars, tempting targets, jailbreaker or Pentic, gone dark, Unity, satellite, showdown, aftermath. Ooh. So many options. You know what? I am going to go. No, why not? Strike it's Idea. That's what I think it is. That shouldn't be too difficult. Oh yeah, that's a nice little animation. A beaming out animation there. Honestly, I think this patrol will better highlight
those Starfleet ships won't last much longer against that Mokai force. Let's join the fight before it's too late.
Starfleet takes care of its own, Captain. Helm, take us in. I'm just basically going straight up to full R there. Oh yeah, I've got a few assignment buffs from. I should probably go do that later. All right, so I'm not gonna go full impulse in this because I kind of want to keep my
Enterprise, this is Idea base. Get clear.
So tactical team 1 will tactical beta.
Let's fire to disable the Starfleet ship. I want to get to the bottom of this.
I'm gonna go into detail about this. I'm gonna space stuff. I never went over the bridge officers, did I? I've got tactical, I've got tactical team 1, and attack pattern beta. The team like tactical, engineering, and science. I want them all at once. I didn't do them because I think that's the best. I use beta attack pattern beta 1 because upgrades and weapons basically reduce your enemies damage rating, so that's why I like it so much. I actually prefer to keep these constantly activated. Engineering teams, and I see hull heal, while science teams.
I've heard from the captains of those Starfleet ships that attacked us. It's not good news. It appears the Mokai infected their computer cores with a virus.
One is healing.
To their systems,
photonic office. This is what I consider more of an optional. I just have this
and get them back into the fight. I have a feeling we're going to need all the help we can get here.
It drops some recharge times when activated. Emergency powered weapons is a weapon power buff. And reverse shield polarity. Oh, that is a really good shield healing. This suppression barrage is basically is like attack pattern beta 1. Enemies fall. And overall emitters, that's a shield drain. Polarized hull 2, that is a damage resistance boost. And gravity well 1, this is actually one of the gravity well in general is one of the best exotic damage abilities in the game. So yeah. Okay. Anyway, he's already spoken, so I agree. We'll beam over digital warfare specialists to assist their crews. Restore control to allied ships. Oh right. These things stop where I attack them. Ugh. I have to turn right, so yeah. I have to turn all here. And I have to repair all of these guys. I'm just gonna stop there. Gonna get a full stop there, just so I can get them.
This is Commander Sunul on Sadea Base. We're still clearing the virus from our core systems. We have partial control and should restore full ops soon. Our long-range sensors are picking up numerous signals at high warp. House Mokai and Starfleet.
Looks like more trouble, and soon.
That's not the half of it. Those ships are all coming in on the same approach vector. I'd say it's a fair bet those Starfleet.
So yeah, I'm just gonna be playing through this patrol to show you space combat. The reason all these here are green, that's to show that they're on auto fire. That's so that they're on auto firing mode. Make sure that these are all in green. You right click them to take them on or off auto firing mode. So yeah, make sure that trust me, that's really helpful. Okay. And acknowledge the base gateway out. Oh yes, why have I not been using my hangar?
Here they come, and they're locked and loaded.
Oh.
Those aren't Mokai ships. Those are rebels from other Klingon houses.
Yeah, this control takes place from the war story arc here, which is resolved start the base. Okay, grab you out. Okay, really nice. Yes, Russian Federation. Federation stuff. Yeah, you can play with macros and all this fine, but actually, okay. Now, something out of note I should probably mention here. All of these, well, okay, most of these, that's what I had to craft myself, but most of these actually come from the bridge off the train, which I will show you all later where to locate all the Federation stuff. What's, oh,
More virus-controlled ships. Let's hope we can get the computers on those ships clear before more enemies come in for the kill.
Agreed. Remain on Overwatch, Captain. We'll help the disabled ships. Oh, here, just to get some more there. Come on, where's the repair battleship? Federation Science Vessel Repair Cruiser. Wait, isn't this? Oh, doesn't always match, right? And there's the third frigate over there. Okay. In case you're wondering, something I should probably mention now. This here has a vanity shield equipped, so that skin there, I just like it better than what the original one was, so I just put that. On.
We're still trying to get rid of this damn virus, but we have control of most systems, including long-range sensors. We're reading a lot of incoming signals. All Klingon this time.
I don't suppose those are Klingon reinforcements you're reading.
I doubt it. There's a lot of Mokai warp signatures in the mix. If I were to guess, I'd say all of those ships are hostile.
Understood. We'll be ready for them, Commander.
Here come the Mokai!
Okay. If I remember this patrol correctly, this should be the last wave. And I'm just gonna activate all this here. Oh yeah, if I can talk to this part, this is something this here is something unique to command ship, so this here is Turpentine, this is all regeneration, this here is team damage, left power construct, and this here is team bridge operability times. So yeah, I'm gonna go with, since this is a patrol and I'm putting the solo, I'm just gonna go for damage. It's not me, that's something else that usually means control later, because controls are kind of open, so anyone can really jump on anyone else's controlling. Okay, it's the Mokai Force.
Heads up! A rebel Klingon fleet just warped in!
Oh boy. Okay. optimize my captain abilities here, because reductions are kind of... Oh, and one thing I like about polarized hull, any version of this creates a temporary illusion impact, which is really nice. Really, really nice. So yeah, I'm not really playing captain. Nothing comes in issue. Captain ability or something based on your career path you gain to add to the level of your character. So yeah. Like I'm like miraculous repairs here. Like you saw Grace there. Miraculous repairs here basically modifies it to be more powerful and efficient. So this basically here if you get low on health, it's easy to buy. Thing. Well, but you still have full health left. Ah yes, temporal negotiator. Your job's reduced by 50%.
The virus. We're losing control.
Massive
system failures all day.
Control. Hang on, Commander. We're on our way.
No, stay back. The mains. They're building toward a...
What's happening, Commander?
Savor your victory while you can. The field is yours for now. But as you're about to see, my reach is long indeed. Your house burns bright, fools. There's still time to make the right choice and rally to the banner of House Mokai. Choose wisely, or die like these fools.
Helm, take us away from Sadia Base.
Must have used the virus to remotely trigger a warp core breach. The damage was catastrophic. Looks like a few escape pods were able to eject before the explosion. We'll take care of them.
Understood, Captain. Okay, and this is basically patrol rewards. I'm just gonna grab the fleet because, Alright, I'm just gonna depart system. This will Now, depending on how you got here, it will take you right back to where you were before, and since I've on our space dock, this seems to take me right back to the space dock. Alright, so... I've basically gone over most of what I wanted to do, so I'm just going to wrap this up with a brief tour of Earth's space dock, or... Well, I'm not going to give a complete tour, I'm just going to go over the most important areas. You've seen the exchange right here. You can now. There are definitely quite a few bank and mail things around here. Now you don't need. You can check mail here, but you can't claim any items from it. And this is just telling me I've sold a few things. And this is basically all the mail. This is basically where you can claim items from the mail there. That's just basically where I can access the bank there. Exchange over here. Now, there is a shuttle bay down over here, but I'm not going to really get into that since I'm just going to give a brief tour of all the essentials. Commodities are over here. I'm not really going to go into them that much. Now, here's personal equipment where you can get some better stuff. When you're leveling, you might want to go here, but the exchange might have something better depending. Okay, actually, who are you? I forgot who you are. Oh, Shelby. Deployment of technology upgrades. Okay. Now I remember who you are. Tech upgrade tutorial. Yeah. And over here is the costume designer. This is basically where you can design all your uniforms, wear armors, cosmetically. So let's go to the tailor. So currently I'm using the Starfleet 2399. Actually, I'm gonna show you this in the modify. So this is basically what I chose for what I like to do for default uniform for my Fed characters, and of course the shoulders here change depending on which branch they are. Like Tactical's red, Science is blue, Yellow's engineering. But yeah, I got the Starfleet 2399 uniform from a giveaway that was done by Cryptic. I claimed that and I got it, which I really like. So yeah. I use it. that. Now, this uniform does not come with its own version of the pants, so I chose the Next Generation pants. Now, most people would recommend Odyssey, but honestly, I personally think it looks better with the Next Generation. But I did keep the Odyssey shoes, because honestly, they were the closest free-to-play thing I found that match. You can either do the Odyssey shoes, or if you have it, and if I can find it, where's All Good Things? There's an All Good Things shoe, and club genre, blah blah blah, boot, shoe, Telluride, here we go, All Good Things. This is actually similar enough to the Odyssey shoe that I don't really think there's too much of a difference. Now, I got the 7 of 9 outfit from giveaway here. That's okay, I'm not going to actually save the changes here, but let me just show you here. Female characters have the option of wearing heels in their uniforms. Don't ask me why, just do. And the 7 of 9 uniform is that. I did experiment with this at one point, but yeah. So there's that. I'm just going to hit cancel just because I want to keep this looking as close as I can to the uniform from Star Trek Picard. Now, this is not an actual fleet uniform here. This is just from I just bought the costume pieces from the, well, there's the comm badge and the rank thing that came with here, because that, if I scroll in this comm badge here, is the Starfleet 2399 one, came with the shirt and the style of rank pips. I like that comm badge, so I decided to use it again here. And the rest of this is basically, well, okay, standard Odyssey belts, which comes free with character. Then the rest of this here is all stuff from, basically, from the Fleet Tailor. I'm gonna exit
now
that
you're
there.
Looking
the other
sharp.
uniform you saw was actually something I got from the Low-Buy store. Not really gonna go into that one. Okay, right, and then, so that's the uniform supply. Over there's the personal equipment. So you see there's a nice bridge there. I'm gonna go over here, so I'm gonna go to the transporter room first. When you first arrive on our space dock, you go to the transporter room here. You notice Club 47 is over there. No one really hangs out in that unless it's like to a find person event. There's also a nice pathway to it up here. But yeah, anyway, there's the transporter room for our space dock. I will be going to the offices over here later, but first, let me go down here. All the way, all the way down to the space equipment. Yes, I showed you ground equipment, now I'm showing you space equipment. So first off, the space equipment, this is where you basically get all of it. Tech upgrades, consumables, shut-offs, starship equipment. Under equipment is where you'll find the hangars if you have a ship with that, and starship weaponry. Honestly, it's similar to the ground stuff there. This is where you manage ship. Here's where all the ships are. Like, I have quite a few up here. Like, the Science Command Bound Cruiser, I got this from the Zen. So there's two ways to get ships from Zentor. Spend Zen in the game, or you can, from event campaigns, you can get free tier 6 ship coupons. I no longer have any to show you, since I pretty much spent them all getting nice ships, but yeah. Anyway, this is a fleet ship right here. I'm just using it as an example. You can buy them. This is back when I was like experimenting with a lot of stuff. I even wanted to do a fleet, but I got this here, the Tactical Miracle Worker Cruiser first, and honestly I just thought it was better than that. Anyway, a few ships I got from the... Now, this is a tier 6 ship, got it with the... there. Tier 6 ship, got it with the... again, with a coupon. The cruiser. I just look for ships that fit my playstyle. Now, most people try to fit their playstyles around the ships. Me, it's the opposite. I try to find ships that fit my playstyles. Those are rare, but they do exist. And here is the nice Eisenberg Star Cruiser. Remember when I told you, if I go here, remember when I told you earlier under traits that I got this from the previous winter event ship? That is from the oh, hold on. That is from the Eisenberg here. So yeah. Anyway, these are Odyssey Tactical and Odyssey Science. Those are tier 5. Those are actually tier 5 ships. There was a giveaway where they were giving away tier 5 special tier 5 ships. Like you can also get tier 5 ships for free without any coupons. These are like next level tier 5 ships. Honestly, there's not too much of a difference. But yeah, anyway, if you do get a tier 5 coupon, I recommend the Odyssey Tactical Cruiser. The only reason I have the Science is because of, well, this is part of a 3-piece set that comes from the Odyssey Engineering, Science, and Tactical, so I just got it for that, and here it is there. I'd recommend the Odyssey, yeah. And here's the Science Command Battle Cruiser right here with everything I have loaded on it. I really like you. And so yeah, you can see dry dock slots, active ship slots. Here is dry dock, where you can put some of your ships that you really. Here's where you can put some of the ships that really don't mean much to you anymore, because once you get high enough, your tier gets better. And yeah. Anyway, moving on. You want to acquire ships? This is where you go to do it. Actually, why not? I'm going to give you... So, there's so many here. You can also filter it. I will choose not to filter this, but there's a lot of ships, and this is where you basically go to get it. No, I'm not going to actually grab any other ships. I have enough already right now. And here, and this is... I'm not going to actually... And here is where you customize your starship. Here, if you wanted to. Okay, so this is showing... Now, you'll notice that there. This is another. Now, the command battle cruisers in general can all use the costumes of each other. I am preferring just. So, this is the Concorde variant, which is not the engineer, which is the engineering command battle cruiser. Presidio, which is the tactical command battle cruiser, and the Geneva, the science command battle cruiser. This is what they all relatively look like. Anyway, I'm just going to cancel out of that. And now I'm going back to the... Now I'm going back here. Now, if you're wondering why I have this weapon on my back, it's because you can display your weapons. All I have to do is click this icon here, and weapon no longer displays. But I don't really care about that, so... yes, if you're noticing what those are there. Reputation Flourish, once you reach tier 6, it will add on to your Reputation Flourish here, and it will basically, yeah, show you a lot. Anyway, so you're back here. Temporal Agent Philip Gray.
Greetings, how can I assist you today? Or in the future?
Our rewards have been locked by all my other characters. Now the reason it's Jem'Hadar has to be 65 is because Jem'Hadar you start off at level 60. So yeah. So this is for my Delta recruit here. There's a bunch of unclaimed stuff that I haven't done on it. Temporal Agent. There's not really much you get from Gamma Recruit, but yeah. And then there's the Klingon Recruit here. So that's what basically Philip Gray helps you with. And if you're doing Delta or Temporal Recruit, if you're going for the Fed side, you're expected to meet him. Anyway. There's Ensign Rek. He's actually in the tutorial, and it actually later shows up in another mission. Anyway, you can get some tutorial stuff from him. So Rek, basically, good to see you survived. See you too, Admiral. From what? There, I didn't think anyone would survive the Undine invasion. I know I wouldn't have for you now after we left. I helped hold the area. A few more officers joined from others who were spaced up and we were able to get some medical supplies from another deck. It was a rough fight, but we made it. Thank you. Yeah, that's just a reference to a previous episode. Or Undine Invasion, yay. Anyway, Admiral Quinn, even though the President is the actual faction leader, for the purposes of the game, they've made Admiral Quinn the technical faction leader. Over here is a bunch of diplomats, and down here, this is what I probably wanted to show you earlier. Under Vault. This is basically about training skills in your bridge officers. You can, now personally I don't think you need it, but here's where you can get other officers. And here is where is the bridge officer training for the Federation side. So yeah, bridge officer training, store, and here's all the stuff. They even have some things for specializations. Like you saw me use. Like, let me go back to here for a sec. You see how some of these are different colored? Those are specializations. This is a specialization seat here for this engineering. Well, Eliza Flores has it here too, but I prefer my tactical aim and attack pattern beta. So yeah, and plus I had the extra engineering there, so I didn't really see the need. Now for this here, I could have had Aceton Beam 3. It's an exotic damage ability, but yeah, I chose to go with this. Now it says I have one candidate, but I'm not really going to use him right now. And one last thing I wanted to show you in this tour of Earth Space Dock. Right here, the security officer. And of course the security officer, and here's a bunch of other characters. Speak with security officer. Turn over contraband. This is where it is, and here's where you transfer prisoners. If you had any prisoners, this is where you turn, and deliver defeated changeling to Starfleet security. That's actually specifically from a specific thing from a mission you get in the that's actually something you get. So if I open my journal here, episodes. It's in the Cardassian struggle. Where is it? Jabberwocky. Here we go. You have the option of collecting a defeated changeling. If you go to Earth Space Dock, this is where you turn them in. There's also this place where you can do it on Deep Space Nine as well. Like all main faction areas have a security officer you can turn them into. So yeah. Anyway, that is everything for the basic tour. I don't think I was forgetting anything. Oh, actually, there was one thing I was forgetting on the basic tour. I forgot to point out, you may or may not notice a mailbox or bank slots lying around. There's also a few in the distance there. There's also a pair. Also a pair over here. Yeah, they're pretty much all over the place. Now there's one more thing I want to show you. You can access this through the journal under available. Come on, where are you? JM, Tour the Galaxy. It's what I wanted to it's the last thing I want to show you. I know, it's far away, bear with it. Oh. See, yeah, he's over here, I believe. Wait. Wait, no! He's over there! Oh, man. Okay, sorry, I have not directly gone to him in a long time. Tour of the Galaxy is basically some, like, fun... Yes, he's over here. So yeah, Tour of the Galaxy is basically just some fun, Captain Yim Yet. Basically, Tour of the Galaxy is just some fun minigame you can play in sector space. I'm not going to actually go there, but yeah. Anyway, journal available. Tour of the Galaxy. this is basically what it is. I'm not actually going to do it. But, yeah. And that is pretty much everything I wanted to do. Club 47 is not really used that much, so, yeah. Anyway, that is really everything I wanted to go over. So, yeah. So thank you for watching, and I will see you next time.